The bathroom door was ajar. I was washing my face after a workday that had crushed me. That's when I heard her, my fiancée, talking to her best friend, not knowing I could hear every word. I'm disgusted by him. Disgusted. I look at his face, and all I can think about is how much better my life was before. Before I was tied down in a relationship. Before I had to sleep with the same person every single day. I miss sleeping with whoever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Frozen. It was as if my entire body just shut down. The water kept running in the sink, dripping down my face, but I was motionless, static, waiting for the punchline of a sick joke, a phrase taken out of context, a voice in my own head. But it wasn't. It was real. It was the woman I was going to marry, the woman I shared a bed with, plans, bills, a family, the woman who called me love, who sent me messages saying I was the man of her life, who made plans for children, a house with a garden, a dog named Otto. It was her, speaking with contempt, laughing at my existence as if I were a burden, a mistake, a limitation. Standing there, I understood that I had no idea who was lying next to me every night. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I believed. I believed I had found someone who saw me, who chose me. We met through a group of friends. Nothing romantic, nothing forced. The connection felt natural. I've always been the quieter, more practical guy. She was the opposite. Extroverted, full of friends, the type who lights up a room when she walks in. It took me a while to open up. She said that was part of what she loved about me, that I was stable, that she felt safe with me, that it was different from anything she'd ever known. In the beginning, she still went out a lot with her friends, making a point to keep her social life active. I understood. I'm not the type to control where my partner is or who she's with. I trusted her, and she said she trusted me, too. After a while, she wanted to move in together. It was all fast, but it felt right. We shared the same roof, the same routine, and despite the normal difficulties, I thought everything was fine, that it was real love. We started planning the wedding. Nothing too extravagant. Something for us. Something that reflected who we were. I was excited. I'm not one to show it, but I was. I saved every receipt, every quote, every detail. I wanted to make it work. I never imagined that behind the hugs, the plans, the affectionate words, there was this disgust, this revulsion. I had started to notice things before that night. Little changes, subtle things. Her tone of voice would shift when she was on the phone with her friends. It was like she became someone else. Lighter, more alive. With me, she was always exhausted, always on edge. Any attempt at conversation turned into an argument. Any question I asked was met with, "Wow, are you controlling me now?" But it wasn't control. It was presence. The nights out with friends became the rule, not the exception. Before, she would let me know, invite me along. Then it became, "I'm going out with the girls. Don't wait up." When she came back, she smelled different. Strong perfume, a full face of makeup, a glow in her eyes that wasn't for me. I started sleeping less, observing more. I wondered if I was going crazy, but I wasn't. She was leaving me, but she still had the keys to my apartment. and her name on the credit card I paid for. And then came the night that confirmed everything. That night was the trigger. I came home tired, dirty, without even taking off my shoes. She was on the phone, laughing loudly. Her friend's voice was on speaker. They were talking about sex, about men. Friend, you don't get it. I can't take it anymore. Seriously. Sometimes I look at him and I just feel sick. He comes home from work, all worn out, smelling of cheap cologne and sweat, wanting a kiss, like some needy beggar. Her friend laughed. She continued, "Do you remember how it was before? My God. Every weekend was someone new. Every night out was chaos. I felt alive. Now I feel, I don't know, trapped." The friend asked if she was thinking of breaking up. Break up and lose the apartment? Lose the stability? He does everything for me, treats me like a queen. I don't have to worry about a thing. I just have to pretend I still like him. She laughed. I still sleep with him every now and then to keep up appearances. But it's like a marital duty, like an old-fashioned marriage. The blood drained from my face. The air caught in my chest. I listened, and I wanted to vomit. Every word was a knife, but I kept listening. And the worst part? He thinks everything is fine. He's planning the wedding, talking about kids. God, no. Having a kid with him? Never. I'm on birth control, behind his back, I've told you. That's when I broke. The image of her saying she loved me, the ultimate hypocrisy, flashed in my mind. All the times she held my hand in front of others. All the whispered, "I love yous" in the dark. It was all a lie. It was all for personal gain. But I didn't make a scene. I didn't storm into the room. I didn't confront her. I slept in my car that night. And the next day, I woke up with a decision. Every password she used, every access that wasn't hers, everything she mistook for a right. The free ride was over. The real breakup had begun, because the comfort she used as an excuse to tolerate me was about to end. In the morning, she woke up and didn't see me. When I walked into the apartment, she was already in the living room in her robe, looking at me with a confused expression. "You disappeared last night." I slept out. "Out where?" "In the car." She frowned, as if unaccustomed to my dry tone. "What the hell is this now? Are you starting with the drama?" I didn't answer. I went straight to the kitchen. I poured my coffee, drank it in silence. She followed me, waiting for an explanation, but I gave her none. I just looked at her, up and down, as if I were seeing a different person. And I was. I no longer saw the woman who claimed to love me. I saw what she truly was. Starting that morning, I canceled the streaming account that only she used. I removed my name from her gym membership. I locked the drawer where I kept the additional credit cards. I also canceled the salon subscription she had asked me to pay for. I started making it clear which bills were mine. The fridge stopped magically refilling itself. The unlimited food delivery ended, and I removed her backup car from my insurance. The car was hers on paper. But the insurance, the registration, the maintenance, it all came out of my pocket. She drove it with the feeling that she'd won at life, while I was the predictable man who paid for it all. When I canceled it, it was discreet. I didn't tell her. She found out when she needed it. She called me, irritated, saying it was irresponsible of me to remove the coverage. I just replied, "You said you wanted freedom. Go for it. But from now on, every crash is your own." Literally. It wasn't for revenge. It was for sanity. I just wanted to see what was left when the luxuries disappeared. The answer came quickly. The affection vanished with them. She complained about everything. There's nothing in this house. You're being so strange. What do you want? For me to beg you for scraps? But I didn't want anything. I wanted the truths to be exposed. And in flashes of memory, I started to remember her talking about her exes. John was an asshole, but we had sex in the craziest places. Or Mark made me feel alive, that thrill. At the time, I would laugh. I thought it was normal. Who doesn't have a past? But now, those phrases stung. Because I understood she hadn't chosen the present. She had settled for it. She wasn't with me. She was against being alone. I was just a consolation prize. One night, she sent me a message. What happened with the grocery card? I'm trying to pay here and it got declined. I didn't reply. 5 minutes later, is it a glitch or did you cancel something? More silence. When I got home, I found her sitting on the edge of the sofa, arms crossed, face grim. Did something happen? She asked, with that forced, sweet tone, typical of someone trying to manipulate. No. Then why did you cancel the card? Because it doesn't make sense for me to pay for things that only you use. She raised her eyebrows. Oh, so now you're going to be that kind of guy? I stood up, looking directly into her eyes. What kind? The controlling kind, the misogynist, the one who wants to keep his woman dependent, but only until he loses control. Then he starts cutting everything off. I laughed. For the first time in weeks, I truly laughed. No, I just don't want to support someone who is disgusted by me, who has sex with me out of obligation, who misses sleeping around, and who says all of this to her friends while I'm washing my face in the bathroom. She turned white. Her breathing became shallow. She tried to deflect, tried to deny it. You heard wrong. I heard every word, every laugh, every detail, including the part about the secret birth control. I will never forget that. She started talking fast, like someone trying to put out a fire with a leaky bucket. It wasn't like that. We were just joking. It's girl talk. You know how it is. No, I don't. And I don't want to. She moved closer, put her hand on my arm. I tried not to pull away, but my body recoiled from her touch. It was just venting, okay? I'm stressed. The wedding, the routine. I feel lost sometimes. And when you feel lost, you mock me behind my back. I never said you were a bad person. You said you were disgusted. She swallowed hard. For a second, it looked like she might cry. But she didn't, because to cry for real, you have to feel something. And she only knew how to act. So what now? Are you going to kick me out? She asked, her tone a mix of irony and fear. No, I just want you to know that from today on, every cent that comes in here is mine. And anything you want, you pay for. I'm not kicking you out, but I'm not going to finance a lie anymore. She lost it. She started screaming, calling me a coward, said I was turning into a monster, that I was gaslighting her. She threw a cushion at me. Were they real tears or fake? I don't even know. She said I was to blame for her feeling trapped, that I was dimming her shine, that the old version of her was happier. Then go back to being that version, I said. Go find your wild nights, your different guys. Just don't do it on my bank account or inside my house. She slammed the door on her way out, went to a friend's place, sent a message later. You destroyed everything. Congratulations. I didn't reply. She tried to play the victim. She tried to play the poor, pitiful girl. She tried to play the emotionally betrayed woman. But it was too late. The mask had fallen. And once you see who a person really is, you can't unsee it. She thought she was making a power move, storming out, slamming the door, blaming me and running to her friends, probably expecting me to break down, to beg her to come back. But I didn't chase her. I didn't text. I didn't call. I didn't mention it. And since she left of her own free will, I just took the gift she'd given me. I changed the code on my digital lock. I informed the building that, until further notice, no one was to enter without my authorization. I didn't kick anyone out. I just reinforced reality. She chose to leave. She went silent for 2 days. On the third, a tearful message appeared. I just needed some time. You didn't even try to understand me. I just sent back, leave me alone. You're the one who opened the door and walked out. She didn't reply. The next morning, I got an email notification. The wedding caterer wanted to confirm the menu adjustments. I called and canceled everything. The dress? I had made the down payment on my card. I called the shop and canceled the charge. I lost part of the money, of course, but let it be a lesson. Never again will I pay for a dream that isn't mine. My wedding ring? I sold it. I walked into some random jewelry store that bought gold, slid the box across the counter, and took whatever they offered, less than half of what I'd paid. I signed the papers, put the cash in my pocket, and left. It wasn't about the money. It was about burying the symbol. I sent a message to the wedding planner, thanking her and saying that plans had changed. No long explanation, no warning, just the raw truth. It's over. An hour later, I got a call from her. I didn't answer. A few minutes later, a text. Are you canceling everything without even talking to me? Well, we're not a couple anymore, remember? You didn't want this life. You said it in plain English. I'm just giving you your freedom. She freaked out. You're twisting everything, you asshole. I left because I needed to breathe, not because I wanted to end everything. The difference is, now you can breathe without me, paying for your own oxygen. That same night, her mother called me. Polite, but with that passive-aggressive tone. My daughter is devastated. She said it was a misunderstanding, that you two need to talk like adults. She had her chance to be an adult. She chose to mock me behind my back. What I'm doing now is living with the truth of who she is. That's all. But don't you want to try to save it? Save what? A plan? A contract? I'm saving myself. I hung up. That night, I slept better than I had in months. The apartment was silent. No drama from her. My energy wasn't being drained by that person anymore. She tried to come back a few times. Called, texted, cried in voice messages. Said it was just a moment of madness. That she didn't mean what she said. I listened to it all in silence. No response. One day, she showed up at the building and tried to come up. The front desk called to confirm. Sir, your fiancée is here saying she forgot her key and wants to come up. She is no longer my fiancée. You can inform her that even with a key, she no longer has authorization to enter. Access is denied. The employee paused, then hung up. She sent one last voice message that night. She said I was being cold, that my reaction was disproportionate, that every couple goes through crises, that she just wanted to be heard. But what she really wanted was to flip the script, to play the victim again. Not this time. I set boundaries, and I stuck to every single one of them. She never came back, but she left half of her mess in my house, as if a part of her still belonged there. Over the weekend, I went to the corner store and asked for 3 cardboard boxes, the kind used for packing goods. I gathered everything that was hers: clothes, makeup, books, accessories, shoes, the creams scattered across the bathroom, decorations I never cared about, everything. I didn't burn it. I didn't throw it away. I simply returned what was never truly mine. I drove to her mother's house. I buzzed the intercom. I waited. When her mother appeared at the gate, holding on to the bars, she looked at me with surprise. "Hi, do you want to come in?" "No, I just came to drop this off. It's your daughter's things. It's all here. But aren't you two going to talk? You and her?" "There's nothing to talk about. She made her choices. I'm just tying up my loose ends." She tried to insist, with that look of pity that irritates more than it comforts. "She's sorry, you know. She's hurting. Suffering doesn't erase intent. It just means the consequences have arrived. Good night." I got back in the car. I drove in silence. For the first time, I felt like I was closing a chapter with clean hands, just ending what was already over. But the peace didn't last. A day later, my mother called. She got in touch, said she wants to talk to you, that she still loves you. "Mom, don't get involved in this." "But she seemed so lost, son." She apologized. She cried. She should have cried before she laughed at me with her friend. My mother fell silent. 2 days after I left the boxes at her mother's, my phone rang again. It was my father. He had been going to the hospital frequently, undergoing chemotherapy, sessions scheduled every 3 weeks. He wasn't admitted, but the toll it was taking was written all over his face. His voice on the phone no longer carried the same weight. It was softer, more measured, as if every word cost him a little bit of strength. "Son," he said, almost in a whisper, "listen, maybe it's worth talking things over calmly." Just from his tone, I knew. She had gone to him. "She reached out to us," he continued, "said she still loves you, that she's sorry, that you misunderstood things." A rage I didn't want to feel rose up in me. "Dad, she contacted you? Now, of all times?" He tried to soften the blow, as he always does. "She seemed sincere, son. Said she was confused, that she got lost in the middle of it all. Dad, she told me she was disgusted by me, that she slept with me out of obligation, that she faked it, that she was secretly on birth control while I was making plans to have a child, for your sake, because I wanted to give you a grandchild before this disease takes what it still can." There was a long moment of silence on the other end of the line. "I carried that marriage for you too," I said, "because I know you dream of it. Seeing the family continue, seeing a grandchild, seeing a new generation carry your last name." I tried, but she laughed at it all like it was a joke. And now, she uses you in your most fragile moment. He didn't answer right away. When he spoke, the words came out with effort. "I just wanted to see you happy, son. That's all." "Then listen to me. I'm closer to that now than I've been in years. Even alone, even hurt, I'm clean. I'm at peace, Dad." He sighed slowly and said with a calmness that reassured me and reminded me of the good father he was, All right, son. I understand, and I'm with you. I always have been. And he hung up. I thought it would all end there, but I was wrong. She tried to contact my mother again. She sent messages. She called. She apologized. Said she never meant to hurt anyone. That she was in therapy. That she wanted a chance to explain herself. My mother told me, with the hesitation of someone who doesn't want to get involved, but also doesn't want to hide things. She called again today, son. She wanted to come over. Said she misses me and your father. I took a deep breath, and I called her. For the first time since everything happened, she answered with a low, gentle voice, the kind she only uses when she wants to manipulate someone. Hello? You called? I called to make one thing clear, I said. You do not speak to my parents again. Don't even try. She was silent. They have nothing to do with what you destroyed. My father is fighting cancer. My mother is holding things together. And you had the audacity to drag them into this? She tried to stammer something. I just wanted to apologize. For real. Your apology, if it's even honest, is something you can keep to yourself. Because it doesn't work on me anymore. Weren't you the one who said you missed sleeping around? Well, you're free now, so leave us alone. If you contact them again, I will file a harassment complaint. I'm not threatening you. I'm warning you. Is that understood? She took a deep breath, as if swallowing her shame. Yes, understood. Good luck with your new life, and forget about me. I hung up. And in that moment, I felt the door had truly been closed for good. When someone shows you who they are, you have two choices. Believe them or fool yourself a little longer. I chose to believe them. And it was the best decision of my life. I lost time, I lost money, I lost plans, but I gained something priceless, the freedom of no longer being deceived in my own home. And if there's one piece of advice I can leave you with, it's this. Never ignore what's right in front of you. The truth hurts, but living a lie kills you slowly. So, what would you do in his shoes? Would you have the courage to cut all ties at once? Or would you give another chance? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, there's a new story every week. Subscribe to the channel to become part of our family and never miss out. And if you want to support us even more, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button. Until next time.